This lesson will talk about talents and skills. Our grammar point for this lesson will be can, could, and be able to, and we'll talk about the small differences between them. Our 3 points will be can, I can teach you how to surf. Could, I could speak French when I was a kid. And be able to, I'm not going to be able to make it. We'll start with our basic structure of can. We form this by using our subject, can, and a basic verb form. For example, I started running last year, and now I can run a marathon. So in this case, note run is our basic verb form. Now, can is a very common word, and we have 3 main uses of this word. For this lesson, when we practice, we are going to focus on the first one, for ability or possibility. We use this form to describe talents, abilities, and skills of ourselves and others. We keep this nice and simple by only using the present simple tense for this use. The second use is for making offers, and we often form this in a statement saying we are free to do something. The third use involves making requests and asking for permission. But please note this is quite casual when we use can in a request. But it basically is used to ask someone to do something for you, or asking to do something yourself. Here are some examples for each use. I can drive you to work if you need a ride. If you need a translator, I can speak French. Can I call you back? I'm on the other line. So here we have our 3 different uses of can. In the first one, I can drive you to work if you need a ride. This is a kind of offer, saying you are free to do so if they need help. If you need a translator, I can speak French. So this describes ability, which we will practice later on in the lesson. And right now, in this moment, I can speak French. I have the ability to speak French. Can I call you back? I'm on the other line. This is a kind of request, but it's a casual one, and usually the person you are asking will not say no. So this makes this quite casual. Next up, we have could, and our basic structure here is our subject, could, and again, a basic verb form. So in this case, our basic verb form is walk. When I lived in the city, I could walk to work in 10 minutes. Now we have 3 main uses for could as well. This lesson will focus on general ability in the past. So we use could when talking about a skill, talent, or ability you had in the past that may or may not continue to now. We also use this in the negative for an impossible action in the past, so something you couldn't do. Another use is for making suggestions. So in this case, we are showing the possibility of a plan. And we can also use it for polite requests. And it's usually a more polite way to make a request than can, which again is quite casual. This we will focus less on in this lesson because we have another lesson on this, which involves making big and small requests. And we have 3 examples using could or couldn't. We wanted to meet up, but we couldn't reach you. When I was a teenager, I could eat anything I wanted. I didn't know you could speak Portuguese. Let's look at some explanations here. So for the first one, we wanted to meet up, but we couldn't reach you, describes something impossible in the past. So in the present, this would mean we can't reach you by phone, but in the past, we couldn't reach you by phone. When I was a teenager, I could eat anything I wanted. This refers to a past ability that does not continue to the present. And the meaning of this is that when you're a teenager, you can eat pizza and junk food and nothing happens to your weight. But maybe now, as an older person, you need to eat healthier. I didn't know you could speak Portuguese. This one is a little bit tricky because the situation is that you just spoke Portuguese And in the past, I didn't know that you could. And now we have be able to. So we form this with a subject, usually some kind of future form, be able to, and again our basic verb form. In 2 weeks, I'll be able to swim. So note that I can't swim now, but after 2 weeks, when I learn, I will be able to swim. Be able to is very useful for talking about ability in any tense or in different tenses. Can is just in the present, could is just in the past, but be able to can be used with future forms when talking about ability, and often is in the will form. So I will be able to. This emphasizes the personal ability and efforts of someone. So something happens because of your own strength. And in the negative, won't be able to, it emphasizes an effort made, but it proved to be impossible. Here are 4 examples of be able to in the positive and negative. I haven't been able to sleep lately. I won't be able to make it to the party. Soon I'll be able to speak Spanish. Were you able to make a reservation? And let's look at some context. The first one, I haven't been able to sleep lately, means I've tried, but I can't. So I tried to sleep, but I was unable to. The second, I won't be able to make it to the party. Again, this is desiring to. I want to make it to the party, but I tried and I won't be able to. So I can't make it, and the party is in the future. Soon I'll be able to speak Spanish. This one we use for future ability. It means that we can't speak Spanish right now, but after lessons, soon, I'll be able to speak Spanish. Were you able to make a reservation? The meaning here is we're asking if it's possible. So someone tried to make a reservation in the past, and we are asking if it was possible. We don't use could you make a reservation in this case because could, in this case, is normally used as a request. But this is asking about ability. And let's practice. We'll start with these 3 practice sentences. We're going to choose can, could, or be able to. Take note that the brackets with the negative in them indicate this will be a negative form. So to tell which one to use, take a look at the rest of the sentence. So take clues from the grammar around the blank. Take a second, maybe pause the video and fill in the blanks. Okay, so some answers here. When I get my license, we'll be able to drive to the beach. So here, because this is a future form, the best choice would be able to. And we're describing a future ability. So when I get my license, we'll be able to drive to the beach. We can't drive to the beach now, but in the future, we will be able to. Before I lived in Panama, I couldn't speak Spanish. This describes something that you did not have the ability to do in the past. But after you moved to Panama, now you have the ability. I can't come to the beach next week. I have to work. So can't here is just a simple negative form of ability. So I am unable to. I can't come to the beach next week. I have to work. Our topic today was talking about talents and skills. So in this case, we're going to focus on talking about languages because we're studying English, and this would be an effective way to practice can, could, and be able to. Take a look at each blank. We're going to put can, could, or be able to in each one, and these will all be positive, so there are no negative forms in this conversation. So look at the sentences around the blanks and pick up some clues about which one to choose. So take a moment, pause the video, and fill in the blanks. Okay, let's look at the answers. Do you want to learn Spanish with me? I want to be able to talk to people when I go to Peru. So here we've chosen be able to because want to indicates a future ability. So I can't right now, but I want to be able to speak to people when I go to Peru. Wait, you can speak French? So here we have our most basic ability. So the speaker is surprised that the other person can speak French. Well, I could when I was younger, but I'm a bit rusty now. Here we use the past tense of could because this was true when the speaker was younger. But they're a bit rusty now, so they're not as talented at speaking French now. I'm sure you'll be able to pick up Spanish easily then. And here again, we'll have our future form because we have I'm sure you will. So I'm sure you'll be able to pick up Spanish easily. Let's read this through and see what it sounds like. Do you want to learn Spanish with me? I want to be able to talk to people when I go to Peru. Sure, I think it's pretty similar to French. Wait, you can speak French? Well, I could when I was younger, but I'm a bit rusty now. I'm sure you'll be able to pick up Spanish easily then. I knew you could do it. So here we're using could because in the past we completed the lesson. But I always knew you could do it. So I hope you feel a bit more comfortable using can, could, and be able to when describing your own talents and skills and those of others. Great job, and see you in the next lesson.